Hello and good evening.
Say your name.
My name is Guido Ervilus, and today we're going to be talking about the District of Columbia versus Heckler. The fact about the case is handgun possession is banned under the District of Columbia law. The law prohibits the registration of a handgun and makes it a crime to carry an unregistered firearm. Furthermore, all lawfully owned firearms must be kept unloaded and disassembled or bound by a trigger lock unless they are being used for lawful recreational activities or locked in a place of business. Dick Heller is a special police officer in the District of Columbia. The district refused Heller's application to register a handgun he wished to keep in his home. Heller filed the lawsuit in a federal district court for the District of Columbia on the Second Amendment grounds. Heller sought an injunction against enforcement of the bar on the handgun registration. The licensing requirement prohibited the carry of a firearm in the home without a license, and the trigger guard lock requirement insofar as it prohibits the use of functional firearms within the home. The district court dismissed Heller's complaint. The Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit reversed and directed the district court to entire summary judgment in favor of the District of Columbia. The Court of Appeals interpreted Heller's complaint as seeking the right to render a firearm operable and carry it in his home only when necessary for self-defense, and held that the total ban on handgun violated the individual right to possess firearms under the Second Amendment. The issue with that is the Second Amendment protects an individual right to possess a firearm unconnected with the service in a militia, and to use the firearm for traditional lawful purposes such as self-defense within the home. The Second Amendment right is not a right to keep and carry any weapon in any manner and for any purpose. The court has upheld gun control legislation, including prohibitions on concealed weapons and possession of firearms by felons and the mentally ill. Laws forbidding the carrying of firearms in sensitive places such as schools and government buildings, and laws imposing conditions and qualifications on the commercial sales of firearms. The handgun ban and trigger lock requirement violated the Second Amendment. The total ban on handgun possession in the home amounts to a prohibition on the entire class of arms that Americans overwhelmingly choose for the lawful purpose of self-defense. The requirement that any lawful firearm in the home be disassembled or bound by a trigger lock makes it impossible for citizens to use arms for the core lawful purpose of self-defense and therefore unconstitutional. With that case, I can say that being a U.S. citizen it's kind of outrageous the fact that you will have to disassemble your firearm or have a trigger lock on your firearm. In the case of a home invasion, the amount of time you have is very limited, and the fact that you have to assemble your firearm and then put your ammunition in and then present that firearm is very ridiculous. And the fact that you'll be waking up from your sleep, maybe in the shower, cooking in the kitchen, and the time that it takes you to get to your firearm and do all of that crazy assembling and all of that, I'm pretty sure by then that the robber would probably get you by then, which is just sad to think that as at your own home that you can't protect yourself. And criminals knowing this will make it more likely for them to even rob you or cause harm to you and your family, which is unfortunate. It says that the time it takes a police officer to reach your home is 2 to 5 minutes, and it's probably going to take you maybe 30 seconds under stress to assemble your firearm. And for all of that, it's just too much. And I feel like they are, in fact, being unconstitutional. Thank you, thank you for listening and watching my presentation, and have a great day.